Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefit.
Angel Reese is demanding $8 million in a league that's losing $50 million a year. Patrick Bet-David just broke down the brutal math behind her strike threats. While she voices frustration over her $74,000 salary, the WNBA is surviving on NBA subsidies. But here's what's really telling. Caitlin Clark's games are averaging 15,300 fans, while Reese's are pulling just 10,000, a massive 53% gap. So, who's actually driving the future of women's basketball? The numbers don't lie, and Patrick just exposed the side of the story Angel Reese doesn't want you to hear.
All right, so Angel Reese says this. Rob, if you want to play this clip. You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life.
Did you know the WNBA is losing millions every single year? Well, Angel Reese is pushing for a bigger paycheck. Patrick Bet-David just dropped a financial truth bomb that's sparking serious debate. He didn't just question Reese's demands. He exposed the brutal economic reality behind the league's struggle to stay afloat. The numbers paint a picture that's hard to ignore.
Who allegedly has a $200 million revenue for the WNBA. According to my sources, it's actually closer to 150, but what's $50 million? I'll tell you what $50 million is. It's how much money the WNBA lost last year. And that's a little bit better than the year before when they only lost $40 million.
The numbers Patrick Bet-David revealed are absolutely staggering. The WNBA isn't just facing a minor setback. It's drowning in red ink. Last year alone, the league reportedly lost around $50 million. But what's even more shocking, this isn't a recent issue. The WNBA has been consistently losing money for nearly 30 years, raising serious questions about sustainability and the growing demands from its players.
MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion with a B. You guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized by the NBA.
Think about that for a second. Angel Reese is demanding higher pay from a league that has never turned a profit in its entire 27-year history. Patrick Bet-David nailed the comparison. It's like a teenager asking for more allowance while their parents are drowning in debt just to keep the lights on. The WNBA's financial reality is brutal. And the idea of bigger paychecks without profits is starting to look more like wishful thinking than a sustainable demand.
And a better TV contract. They're getting a TV contract improvement for the 26th season next year. And so the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done, is saying, sorry, owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue.
You might be wondering how the WNBA even manages to stay afloat with losses this massive. Well, here's the answer. The NBA is essentially keeping a league alive, footing the bill year after year. Without the NBA acting as a financial lifeline, the WNBA likely would have folded long ago. This isn't a profitable business model. It's a subsidized organization that survives entirely on outside support, not ticket sales or TV deals.
WNBA has lost money every single year since 1997. According to the reports, the WNBA has operated an annual loss of $10 to $12 million. NBA has owned half of the WNBA financial support. NBA players pay for their salaries, by the way.
This is exactly why WNBA players receive just 1% of league revenue compared to NBA players who get around 50%. It's not about fairness, it's basic economics. When Angel Reese complains about her $74,000 salary, she's overlooking the core issue Patrick Bet-David explained so clearly. There simply isn't more money to distribute. The league isn't holding back. It just doesn't have it.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion.
What makes Patrick Bet-David's analysis so powerful is that he didn't just criticize, he laid out the real-world consequences. He explained why a player's strike, something Angel Reese has hinted at, could be absolutely catastrophic for the WNBA. With teams already operating at significant losses, even a slight increase in financial pressure could cause multiple franchises to collapse. That kind of chain reaction could trigger a full-on death spiral for the league, one it might not recover from. The hard truth Patrick Bet-David laid out is this. Angel Reese is demanding NBA-level compensation without the WNBA ever reaching NBA-level revenue. It's like expecting a Fortune 500 CEO salary while working at a startup that hasn't made a single profit. No matter how talented a player may be, the math just doesn't add up. Without the money coming in, there's simply nothing more to give out. And that's the uncomfortable reality the league is facing.
Is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played, but you're right. If Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over.
If you think the WNBA's financial struggles are the whole story, wait until you see the numbers that reveal exactly who's truly moving the needle in this league. We're not talking about feelings, fame, or social media hype. We're talking cold, hard data. The kind that shows a clear shift when Caitlin Clark steps onto the court versus when she doesn't. Numbers don't care about narratives. And what they reveal isn't just eye-opening. It's undeniable. In 2024, the WNBA hit its highest attendance in 2 decades with a total of 2.3 million fans. The year-over-year increase from 2023 to 2024, a massive 48%. That kind of growth doesn't happen by accident. The catalyst, Caitlin Clark. Let's look at the facts. When Clark plays, average attendance skyrockets to 15,300 fans. Games featuring Angel Reese, about 10,000. That's a 53% difference. In business terms, that's not just a gap, that's a chasm. If you're running a league that's losing millions, who are you going to build your marketing around? The player who fills 5,000 more seats every game, or the one demanding higher pay without delivering comparable returns? And it goes deeper. The average WNBA game draws 7,645 fans. When Caitlin Clark plays 15,591, that's a jaw-dropping 105% increase in attendance. Imagine any other business doubling its customer base overnight. You do anything to protect and promote whatever's driving that growth. That's what Clark is doing right now, providing the WNBA a rare shot at financial traction. Television metrics tell the same story. ESPN saw a 170% spike in viewership for games featuring Clark. Those aren't just good numbers. They are the kind of numbers that make advertisers open their wallets. They allow the league to charge more for commercials, increase visibility, and attract corporate partnerships. Merch sales up 61% year-over-year. The Clark effect isn't a myth. It's a revenue engine. Meanwhile, games featuring Angel Reese without Clark pull in the same stale viewership the WNBA has seen for years. No major bump, no national buzz, just more of the same. This isn't a shot at Reese's skill. It's a reflection of what fans are responding to. And fans are responding to Clark. Serena Williams, a legend by any measure, has even praised Clark's impact, calling her a GOAT and saying she freaking loves this. That's not empty praise. It's recognition from the top of the sports world that something is shifting. So, while Angel Reese demands more money, Caitlin Clark is actually creating the conditions where higher salaries might one day become possible. That's the disconnect. Reese sees herself as the headline, but Clark is the foundation of a movement. The ticket sales, packed arenas, merch spikes, and TV deals are all being driven by her presence. She's not just a player. She's the league's best shot at long-term survival. Let's talk contracts. Caitlin Clark just signed a $28 million Nike deal, not from the WNBA, but from a brand that recognizes her value. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's $1.8 million nil valuation from college has no direct correlation to what she's worth professionally. Nil deals are about image and followers. The WNBA is about putting people in seats and eyes on screens. And the numbers show Clark delivers. Reese doesn't. Patrick Bet-David laid all this out with brutal clarity. His point wasn't just that the WNBA is losing money. It's that it has never turned a profit ever in 27 years. It survives on NBA subsidies. So, when Reese threatens a strike or demands NBA-level pay, she's missing the bigger picture. The WNBA isn't hoarding profits. It's barely surviving. The NBA bails it out annually. Without that support, the league wouldn't exist. That's not speculation. It's fact. Even a small increase in WNBA player revenue share from 9.3% to 15% could cause 2 franchises to collapse overnight. That's how fragile the economics are. A strike wouldn't empower the players. It could bankrupt the league. The WNBA literally saves money if it doesn't operate. Let that sink in. A player's strike could cost less than continuing to play under financial strain. Angel Reese seems to think she's negotiating from a position of strength. She's not. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark far more than it needs any single player. And that includes Ree. That's not personal, it's math. When your league is losing $50 million a year, and one player is single-handedly boosting attendance and viewership by over 100%, the path forward is obvious. We've seen this before. Every major sports league needed that one breakout star to change the game. Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods. Clark could be that for the WNBA. And yet, instead of uniting around her,